Hello everyone and my all dear friends, students. Today we are going to continue 4.2 To Serve with Love Part 4. The last three session we discussed the part 1, part 2. Okay. So here see 4.2 To Serve with Love chapter 70. As we know that the novelist of the novel To Serve with Love is E.R. Braithwaite. Students, see here Greenslade School, London, the photo of the school. The big 5 class rules. Some rules are here. Follow directions, clean up our mess, work quietly, respect others. As we know that Braithwaite, he mainly highlighted this one of the thing, that is respect others. As you know that he calls girls by using the word miss and the boys by their surnames, so giving respect to the others. In the part 3 we learn about the student council planning, or how they are going to present the half yearly report on 15th November in Greenslade School. So presenting such a report, it was definitely a platform for the student to speak out or explore their ideas about what they learn. This one, that's the Student Council of Greenslade School. These photos are only for you, for the purpose that you would get to know about the previous part of it. So we can see that is the student councils. One by one they were going to present their class report by the representatives. Now student, let's move to our textbook, that the part we are going to continue. In the last third part, we discussed about beginning of the occasion. In the third part, we discussed that Denham called out the names of the representatives together with the subject on which they would report. From here, today we have to see the report. The reports are presented by the class representative or subject representative with their subject. Okay, now here Denham announced the names of the students, names of the representative of a particular subject, and they would report. Now see, the Potter, one of the student, one of the representative, he is going to present his report on arithmetic, means this subject related to the maths. This is one of the character, Potter. So his subject is arithmetic. Second one student representative is Sapiano. he was going to present his report on nature study. Then Miss Peck and Jackson, their subject is geography, and Miss Dare and Fernand, Miss Dare and Fernand's subject is physiology, Miss Dodd history. Denham PT and games. Miss Joseph's domestic science. Now students, you should remember the name of the representative and their subject, because now from here we are going to discuss every representative and his subject, his report. Okay. Now see here, first one. Now these all the names are announced by Denham. Now one by one, every student, every representative of the class of or of the subject was going to present his report in front of the students and teachers. I felt, here see now, I felt terribly pleased and proud to see the confident courtesy with which Denham used the term Miss in addressing each of senior girls. I felt sure that this would in itself be something for young adulthood. Now students, you know that such a type of technique, novel technique, which was used by E.R. Braithwaite in his class, and we know that all these students, all these representatives are were from the E.R. Braithwaite's class. Means everyone, Denham, Miss Phillips, or Miss Joseph, we can say Miss Dodd, Miss Dare, Perman. All these students were from the class of E.R. Braithwaite, and they were going to present their report of their subject. They were representative of the subject. And here Denham used the term Miss for while addressing each of senior girls, and actually such a type of courtesy or attitude that was introduced by E.R. Braithwaite while teaching in his class. So what it indicates giving the respect to the others, students, how to treat each other. So here E.R. Braithwaite felt proud by seeing such a attitude, that such a courtesy that Denham had used by addressing to the senior girls. I felt sure that this would in itself be something or for the younger ones to aim at, a sort of badge of young adulthood. Their names were called, as their names were called, they walked up to the stage and took their seat with commendable gravity. Now, students, you know that when Denham called the name of the subject representative with their subject, all these all representative seats, all representative walked up to the stage and sit with commendable gravity. Means commendable gravity means with such a respect, feeling proud about it as a representative. After that, means all representative walked to the stage, and after that, Miss Joseph then gave a short address, short speech, we can say formal speech. She said that their lesson had a particular bias towards the brotherhood of mankind, and that they had been learning through each subject how all mankind was interdependent in spite of geographical location and differences in color, races, and creeds. Students, that are very important remark given by Miss Joseph. Miss Joseph, uh, in her short speech, a short formal speech, what she said that the importance of interdependence. Okay, how all mankind was interdependent in spite of geographical location and differences. Now here see the colors. Now here color what it indicates, black and white, how the people were treated in America in 1940 uh, in the by the name of color. Some were called superior, some were called inferior, or sometimes we find the sometimes we find discrimination on the name of races or creeds. So here we find all the students of your bracelets, they behaved here like a mature, even they could understand the social situation. So here we find the remark of Miss Joseph's that is very important. Uh, we can understand her depth of subject or depth of her knowledge. This now then she called on Potter. Now it was the time of Potter to deliver his report in front of the students and class. Now let's see uh, Potter's report. Now here one by one see that we are going to see the report of every characters. First, Potter was going to present his report in front of the students. So student, Potter, he was going to present his report. See the previous page. Potter went on to speak of the work they had done on weights and measures of the relationships. Here see now. Relationship between the kilogram and the pound, the meter and the foot. He said that throughout the world, one or other of those two methods was either in use or understood, and that it was a symbol of the greater understanding which was being accomplished between peoples. So he expressed his opinion about his subject, arithmetic. Now, second one, representative, is Saffiano. Saffiano, the subject of his talk is nature study. Saffiano spoke of the study the class had made of pests. Okay, especially black rot on wheat, ball weevil on cotton, and the Colorado beetle on potatoes. He talked about all these, we can say, black rot on wheat, ball weevil on cotton, All these are insects. Hmm? And the Colorado beetle on potatoes. He showed how many countries had pooled their knowledge and results of research on the behavior. He showed how many countries had pooled their knowledge and results of research on their behavior, breeding habits, and migration of these pests, and were gradually reducing the threat they represented to this important product. So he expressed his view about the nature study. Now next one is going to present the report. Is one is Miss Peg and Jackson. Miss Peg and Jackson. Here's it. Miss Peg and Jackson. And Miss Peg and Jackson divided the report on geography between them. Both were going to present the report on geography. So they divided the topic report. First, Jackson spoke first on the distribution of mineral deposits and vegetable produce over the Earth's surface. Here, over the Earth's surface, how a country rich in one was often deficient in other. Now, students, you will come to know that every student is telling the importance of his subject uh, and his how their subject or gives the lesson that interdependence of mankind. Here we find if how a country rich in one, for example, like mineral deposit or in the production of vegetables, but at the same times we find the same country was often deficient, not sufficient, insufficient in the other. So they have to depend on other countries. Means here we find the values of interdependence uh, and of and of the interchange and interdependence which inevitably followed. Now next one is Miss Peg. Miss Peg and Jackson, they were going to speak on the topic. The topic geography. Now Miss Peg, here see, Miss Peg dealt with Miss Peg Miss Peg dealt with human relationship, tracing the problems facing the post-war world for feeding, clothing, and housing its population. She also made a reference to the thousands of refugees, stateless and unwanted. Now, she dealt with the human relationship. Again, we find here tracing the problem facing the post-war world. And as we know that two world war and the problem faced by the people, we can see the post-war. What were the problems of feeding, clothing, and housing its population? She also made a reference to the thousands of refugees. Refugee means we can say nirvasit, one who has forced to live his or own her own country. Stateless means some peoples were there without any national identity or citizenship, and unwanted. And to the efforts and programs, and as we know, at efforts and programs of UNICEF. UNICEF means what? United Nations International Children Education Fund. Okay, correct now. United Nations International Children Education Fund. She told the importance about it, or she made the reference of it. Okay, now in this way, Jackson and Miss Peg, they told here, they presented their report on the geography by telling the importance of here interdependence. And Miss Peg, through her report, presented there the human relationship and the problems the people faced after the World War, or we can say the facing the post-war world, the problem of feeding, clothing, and housing, and the efforts taken by UNICEF. Okay, now next one, we can see the character or class representative was Horman. See that this one is Horman. Students, here the foreman, this one character, that is very different from the other characters, or as a representative of the subject. He gives the comic relief here. See that this one important foreman, and his subject of presenting the report, which was which one? Physiology. Okay. Horman, as usual, had a trump card up his sleeve. Now here, trump card, in the sense it is used as a valuable resource used to gain advantages, surprisingly. So that's why he is different from other characters, or as a representative of the subject. When Denham called him, he made a signal to someone offstage. Who were they? Welch and Allison appeared bearing a skeleton between them, together with a sort of a gallows. Gallows means hanging, hanging like that. So when he came onto the stage, he gave a signal to someone, that is Welch and Allison, and they appeared on the stage, bearing a skeleton between them. When this arrangement had been set up, there was the skeleton hanging from a hook screwed into the top of its skull, gently revolving at the end of a cord. This means, now see this appearance, all this, bringing the skeleton on the stage or on dais. It creates humor. And that's why here you will find the activities of the characters of the third man. Now this character, third man, gives the comic relief by unexpectedly bringing the skeleton on the stage in order to present his report. But because of this bringing or hanging of that skeleton on the stage, what it creates? It creates the comic. This was somewhat in the nature of comic relief. Comic relief. Now here, as I told you, you will find the activity here. The character of the Perman who gives the comic relief. You have to give some evidences of it. That what he brought a skeleton on the stage, and its appearance of the skeleton, all these things, it appeared like a comic. And the school showed its approval by laughing uproariously. So all the students laughed loudly when they saw the skeleton on the stage. But levity soon evaporated when Horman began to speak. But all these things disappeared when Horman started to speak or started to report. His voice was clear and precise, and he had a strong sense of the dramatic. And he came there with preparation, and he had also a sense of dramatic sense, we can say. He wanted to present something differently that will give some idea of the lesson. Calmly, he told them that it was a female skeleton, and he told the students that this skeleton, or it was a female skeleton, that was a fact and could easily be proved. And so it is fact, and we could easily prove that the skeleton it is of the female. It was a female skeleton, but he could not say with any assurance whether she had been Chinese or French or German or Greek, nor could he say if she had been brown or white or a mixture of both. Now, students, here see that how were the students of E.R. Braithwaite. Here, students, see the example of Herman. Even the character and the representative of Herman gives a comic relief to the students by bringing skeleton on the stage. But when he showed that skeleton to the students and asked them, I could prove it that this skeleton was of female, but I couldn't prove it. This skeleton or this girl, this woman's skeleton, whether she was Chinese, French, German, Greek, even I could not say that she had been brown color, she had been white, or mixture of both. Now, you are clear now here that Herman wanted to tell here that we cannot discriminate, differentiate the people by black or white, brown, rich or poor, by the gender, by social class. We cannot discriminate the people, because as we find the skeleton, it is the same for the all Chinese, French, Africans, American, British, all they bear the same skeleton. Then why do we differentiate them by the different gender, by different social class, by their skin color? So such a type of maturity here we find in the character of the Herman. Even at the beginning, he gave the comic relief to the students, but definitely he was able to give the message to the other students who were from the different classes. And from that, he said the class had concluded that basically all people were the same. See, that is very important. All people were the same. The trimmings might be different, but the foundations were all laid out according to the same blueprint. So we can say here the skeleton is like a blueprint. So Furman, Furman wanted to tell here that all people were the same. The trimmings, they they might be different by their social class, by color, by country, by social status, by their skin color, might be different, but their foundation, as we say, as we discussed just the skeleton, that are the same. Foreman was wonderful. He had them eating out of his hand, and everyone appreciated him that he taught the most important thing in front of the other classes. Okay, so that's why you should student remember that the important character of the Foreman. Definitely, you will get such activity to describe the character of Foreman. So there you could write his first impression as a comic relief, that how he gave the comic relief to the other classes, and afterwards the message to while presenting the skeleton, uh, how he told there that all people were the same, even though the trimmings might be different, but the foundation were all laid out according to the same blueprint. So you could get the their important lesson from it. Now Miss Dares. Now Foreman and Miss Dare both were going to present uh, the report of the physiology. Already Foreman presented. Now Miss Dare's time. Miss Dare's contribution was something of an anticlimax after Foreman's performance, because already Foreman had performed his report neatly, and giving something to the classes or the audience. Now it was the time of Miss Day, so it was, her performance was like anticlimax, means unexpected, um, and she seemed to realize it. She spoke about the problems. She spoke about the problems which all humanity has to face in terms of sickness and disease, and of the advantages gained by interchange, advancement gained by interchange, of the advantages gained by interchange of knowledge, advice, and assistance. Once again, here we find Ms. Dare also highlighted the human relationship or interdependency of the people or the human being. Now, Miss Dodd, it is the it is now turn of Miss Dodd. Let us see how she presented her report. Miss Dodd, and her subject was history. Her subject was history. Miss Dodd. Miss Dodd. Subject history. Okay. Miss Dodd reported on the period of history the class had studied. Okay. The Reformation in England. She talked about Reformation in England. As usually we know that Reformation of England that were started nearly about in 16th century. So she talked about here. She told of the struggle of men of independent spirit against clerical domination, and of their efforts to break from established religions tradition. So she narrated there the struggle of men for getting for struggle of men against clerical domination. As we know that in 15th and 16th century, there we find the religious belief or creeds that were dominant in the country, and so the people were struggling against it. So she highlighted that the struggle of men of independent spirit against clerical domination and of their efforts to break from established religions that I just told you. We can say Puritanism. Uh, Puritanism was very dominant in British as well as in Americas, in Britain as well as in uh, America. So the people were struggling against it, religious tradition, against that religious tradition. From those early beginnings, gradually grew the ideas of a tolerance for the belief and cultures of others, and uh, the new common interest in to study, trying to study and understand those culture. Now, it is all about the Miss Dodd's report. She presented a report on the subject history. Uh, Her class had studied the Reformation in England, and she highlighted the uh, struggle of men of independence spirit. Okay, now the next one is going to present the report called Denham. Denham's report was a bit of a shock. Why it is called a bit of shock? Because uh, he was not going to present just only a report like other representatives, but he was going to raise some questions, some matters there in front of the students, in front of the class, as well as in front of the headmaster and other teachers. That's why it is called as a bit of a shock. Now, what he raised there, which questions were raised in front of the teacher? Let us see now. He severely criticized the general pattern of PT and games. Now here, Denham, why was his report called a bit of shock? Because he criticized, means he highlighted the some fault, that is indicating some fault of something, that is called criticize. Tika karni, we can say. Uh, So he criticized the general pattern of PT and games. PT means physical training and games. That was his topic for it, and he continued with it. Let's see. He highlighted limitations of pace obtaining and the effects of that limitation on their games activity. Now, first one he criticized here that on the limitation of pace, they didn't get enough pace for PT or for playing games. So first one that he criticized, limitation of pace obtaining, and the effect of that, because of that, limitation on their games activity. So they couldn't play the games due to the limitation of space. So he criticized on it. He complained also. Now see that he complained that the PT was ill-convinced and pointless. He also reported there the PT was ill-convinced, means it is not managed neatly, we can say, and pointless, and the routine monotonous. Monotonous means dull. So the student, they couldn't get interest in it. Now see the important point of Denham. First he raised that question about the limitation of pace, and due to the limitation of pace, they couldn't play the games activities. And another thing he was highlighted that this PT was not managed neatly. It was like pointless, and the routine of PT, how it was monotonous. It was dull. He he could see no advantage in doing it, and that's why he found that uh, there was no any advantage of doing or playing that one. A jolly good game was far better. So he criticized here, even though they didn't get enough space to play, not well managed PT or games. So how could they think about the jolly good game? That's why he said it was far better. Apparently, he was voicing the opinions of all the boys, or they cheered him loudly. So, even though Denham put or criticized PT and games, but it was not his own opinion, that one we can say, because other students they supported him, they cheered him loudly. So it was a question of all students of uh, limitation of pace, of monotonous PT, we can say period, all these things. So other students also uh, uh, cheered him loudly. When the reports were over, now see here student, all the students report uh, over here. Now student, here say once again recall that all these things reports of the students. Okay, uh, as we know that every class representative presented his or her report on their given subject and highlighted that interdependency of mankind, uh, giving the importance of their topic, what they learned in the half year of their school. And very interestingly, we find the two characters here, or two class representatives. One is that Herman. Herman, even though he gives the comic relief in the extract, but he was also able to prove the important message to the class students. And lastly, just we saw Denham, who criticized uh, the PT and games uh, in the games which were have some limitation, which were not taught neatly in the school, Winslet school. So these characters or this class representatives are very important for the examination point of view. Perhaps you will find here the character of Foreman, Miss Joseph, Denham. These characters are important for the examination point of view. Now, Denham called two children at random from the audience and asked them to write the name of each teacher, including the head, on a slip of paper. Now, student, as I told you, the last part of the To Serve with Love is going to happen about the question answer session. Means definitely the students were able to present their report neatly, but some students, particularly Denham, he had raised some questions there, and now it is time of the teacher, of the panel of the teacher, that uh, they had to give the reply to their questions of Denham and others. And as we know that how the panel was going to select, even the teacher, they didn't know that who would be there on the stage for the panels. And as we just saw that Denham called the two children at random from the audience and asked them to write the names of each teacher. And then this panel was going to frame, and these panels that are selected by the student, it was going to respond the matters or the questions raised by the class representative while presenting their report. So student, here we saw today the students report, how they presented in front of the class. Especially once again, I recall in here, Potter, he presented report on arithmetic, Sapiano on nature study, Miss Peg and Jackson on geography, Miss Dare and Horman on physiology, Miss Dodd on history, Denham on PT and games, Miss Joseph on domestic science. Okay, so next part we are going to see the last part of that question answer session and the responses from the teacher. So once so student, I conclude here today's part 4. Student, not to forget to press the subscribe button while after seeing this video. Okay, thank you once again, students.